What you're doing in the off season will determine what your marriage turns out to be. You only have two choices. When riding a bike, we make so many gains. We make ground. We get faster. We get stronger. But then the dreaded winter shows up. And winter arrives for us all at some point. It may be the cold, it may be the rainy season, but in that time that we can't execute, we can't get out there and stay pushing those pedals, we lose our strength, we lose our resolve, and many times our PRs start to go backwards. We find ourselves in a season of reverse. We find ourselves in a place where we begin to lose the ground that we have built. The same happens in marriage. In this video, I'm going to discuss the power of training in the off season and how me training on my bike in the off season helped me to prepare in my marriage for the same thing. So when it comes to riding, everybody knows soon as spring hits, the warm weather comes in, it's all gears are blazing. The flames get hot. The pedals get to turning. We start to buy new gear. We start to go faster. We even start buying new bibs and jerseys, right? And the excitement builds because everyone wants to get outside. Everyone wants to get out there and go fast again. But when we first get out there, we begin to notice something different. We begin to know that the same ride that we used to take feels like it takes a little longer. We find out that those hills, those mountains that we were climbing and breaking records in, we are a little slower this go round. But why? Because winter came. Because we didn't train in the off season. Now, for me, in North Carolina, we have all four seasons within a week. I mean, it's no exaggeration. We'll have record highs and record lows in the same week. We have rain, we have shine. You just might get some snow. And if they call it for snow in North Carolina, it's not the powdery stuff. It's straight ice. Okay. But the thing is, when it's icy out, we don't ride. We can't ride. But what do? Well, many of us began to go into the gym, start to ride indoor bikes. We began to go to the gym and work out, working on our legs, working on our muscle, right? But for me, I began to start to ride indoors. First off, when I first got into bikes, that was not the case. And due to that, every year it was like starting over. But being consistent in the off season allowed me to keep my gains. It allowed me to start the season already built, already strong, and begin to build off of last season. Now, you may be thinking, what the heck does this have to do with marriage? Well, this is faith fueled cycling. So, we're going to take and show you exactly how to apply this in marriage. Now, we all know about the amazing, the beautiful honeymoon stage, right? We know that whenever we first get into a relationship, when we first get married, when we first, break that threshold, we jump the broom, it's exciting, right? When we're dating, it's all new, it's fresh. We're dating one another, we're getting to know each other. We are in our spring and our summer, right? But after about 5 years or 10 years, whatever that time may be for you, it might be 6 months. Fall comes, things begin to slow down, right? That new car smell, it ain't that fresh no more, right? We begin to get complacent, but then the dreaded winter comes. Now, the thing about fall, before we get to winter, the leaves begin to fall off the trees. It begins to show a sign that things aren't like they were. The temperature begins to drop slowly, but in the fall, we actually get to ride further and faster. In a marriage, what that looks like is we begin to get our routines. We begin to get comfortable, but we have a flow that we're in. We begin to work as a system, as a team, and we understand that, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do. Let's roll. Divide and conquer at times. But when winter comes, it gets a little different. We have two responses in a marriage when it comes to winter. We begin to separate, get frustrated because the fruit ain't growing on the trees no more. We ain't going out. We're not getting our dates in. We're not that excitement is down. It's at a record low because it's getting dark earlier, right? It's getting dark earlier. It's getting colder. But it also can be a good thing because I said there were two ways that we can respond. The number one way is to distance ourselves, get frustrated, and be weary in well doing. But the Bible tells us not to be weary in well doing. But what we can do is take this time, this winter, this cold period where it's getting darker earlier, and use it to our advantage so that we too can train in the off season. What does that look like? Well, first off, it's cold. It's time for us, instead of distancing ourselves, to get closer. It's time for us to get on that indoor trainer. What do I mean? The same way I get on my bike and I get an hour or so in, and I build myself up on indoor, because riding on the inside is a whole lot different than outside. Take my time to build up my indoor hours, right? We got to do the same thing in our marriage. We got to, since it's cold outside, let's get a little closer. Maybe we watching movies. Maybe we could check out a new series together. Maybe we begin to do our date nights inside. Maybe in front of the fireplace. Maybe it's with a movie. But whatever it is, we make sure that we don't distance ourselves in the off season waiting for spring. Because what'll happen, you will lose your power. What'll happen, you will lose your strength. What'll happen is you'll get complacent and think this is just how it's supposed to be. And when we think that's just how it's supposed to be, we'll find ourselves neglecting one another. We'll find ourselves shifting our focus and attention to extracurriculars to hold our mind. Or you might find yourself looking outside of your house to be satisfied from what you're not getting in-house. And that's a whole other can of worms you want to avoid. My brothers, we have to be diligent in the off season. Funny thing is, in the off season, for us, we're talking about marriage now. Many times it's right after Christmas. After Christmas, we family has gotten together for the holidays, for Thanksgiving. We got into Christmas, the New Year's. You get that kiss at midnight. It's excitement, and then it's just cold. The focus begins to shift to the New Year's resolutions and what has to be done. I've been there. I've done that. But what we find ourselves doing is waiting until Valentine's Day to get a spark. Waiting for Valentine's Day to get it right. And funny part is, we're coming to the end of January. So guess what's around the corner? Valentine's Day. My brothers, we have to be diligent in the off season. Let us not wait for certain holidays. Let us continue to date our wives. Let us continue to be in that honeymoon phase. Let's be excited about our love. Let's be excited about our passion. Let's be excited about the relationship, just like, hey, we're excited about that new bike. You're excited about getting outside again, pushing those paddles? Absolutely. But let us be excited about showing and displaying our love, not for the world, but in the home. Let's get it right and realize that in marriage, there is no off season if you want to stay strong and keep pushing those pedals. This is Faith Fuel Cycling. I'm Minister Calvin Williams, and this is a call out. If you found yourself in a situation where you've neglected. You stopped pushing the pedals in your marriage. You've gotten complacent, and your off season is an off year. It may have turned into an off 5 years or a decade. And at that point, you're in the danger zone, bro. It's time for us to push the pedals again. It's time for us to gear up. It's time for us to freshen up. It's time to step your game up. So let me leave you with this. The off season, winter, is but a test. If you're struggling, you do not have to do it alone. Comment below with the word help and get the details for our 5-day Get Unstuck challenge to equip you for that season, to equip you to win, to get unstuck and have the relationship, the marriage that God called you to have. Till next time, be encouraged. You don't have to go it alone. I'm Calvin Williams. This is Faith Fuel Cycling, and we'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, connect, and get on this journey together. We don't have to go it alone.